The purpose of this movie clip is to explain the growth, development, and impact of the cattle industry and contributions made by Charles Goodnight, Lizzie Johnson, Oliver Loving, and Richard King.
I'm Sarah Morger, and I'm playing Charles Goodnight.
I'm Monica Ramos, and I'm playing Oliver Loving.
I'm Sarah Rossi, and I'm playing Richard King.
I'm Avery Swash, and I'm playing Lizzie Johnson.
Man, I sure am proud of all my hard work. I have ranches all over Texas, and my self-named King Ranch is the largest in the world right now.
Richard King was born in 1824 and died in 1885. Early on, he became an entrepreneur and pursued steamboating until 1841. There, he became a captain by the age of 16. Throughout his life, he moved around and lived on the Texas-Mexico border near the Rio Grande and designed specialty boats. Shortly after, King began investing in land in southern Texas. Over time, he partnered with numerous investors and bought more and more land for his ranches. By 1885, he owned nearly 615,000 acres. His role as an entrepreneur greatly impacted the ranching business in the 1800s, and his ranches can still be found around Texas today.
With all these cattle, I need to find a way to make profit around here.
Oliver, have you heard from Major General Carlton here lately?
Yes, sir. Now that you mention it, I heard they're in real need of some Angus up in Fort Sumner.
What? I was thinking that we could use this here chuck wagon that I made, and we could round up some cattle and use it to move them down the trail.
That's a bright idea.
Charles Goodnight, born March 5, 1836 in Macoupin, Illinois, and died December 12, 1929 in Phoenix, Arizona. He moved from Illinois to Malone County, Texas in 1845. Shortly thereafter, he started his first cattle company in 1853. He then participated in the Civil War in the Frontier Regiment. In spring of 1866, he partnered with Oliver Loving to move their cattle to the more profitable markets in New Mexico. After his successful cattle drive, Goodnight married Molly Dyer, his longtime sweetheart. In 1875, Goodnight moved his business to the panhandle of Texas following financial hardship in Colorado. He explored the Palo Duro Canyon area and began one of the first ranches in the Palo Duro area. In 1878, Goodnight made a famous compromise with Quanah Parker to keep the Indians from disturbing his herd of cattle.
Oliver Loving was born on December 4th, 1812, and was raised in Kentucky. 10 years after marrying his childhood sweetheart Susan Deggett Morgan, the Lovings posted the legendary Gone to Texas sign on their door and left Kentucky forever. Loving adopted the life of a farmer and gradually expanded his ranch in Palo Pinto County to include over 1,000 acres. After many successful cattle drives, Loving's luck ran out after a surprise attack by the Comanche Indians. After a long fight, Oliver Loving lost his life on September 25, 1865. Oliver Loving contributed to the cattle industry and helped pave the way for future ranchers.
Well, howdy, partners. Y'all seem to be pondering on something real special. Anything I can help you with?
Well, now that you mention it, I reckon you can help us with something.
We were thinking about, making a trail from here to northern New Mexico to move some cattle. Are you looking to make profit?
You know, I reckon I do have about, I'd say something near 2,000 head of cattle I can probably send up your trail. Also, wouldn't that help with the food shortage at Fort Sumner?
Well, fella, what should we call this her trail?
Well, I reckon we name it after us and call it the Goodnight Loving Trail.
Well, that sits well with me. Now we just need to find someone to transport the cattle.
Richard King that y'all are looking for someone to drive cattle up north, and I'm here to tell you that I'm your girl.
Lizzie Johnson was born in 1840 in Cole County, Missouri, and moved to Texas with her family in 1844. After learning the profits of the cattle business, she registered her own brand in 1871. Known as the Cattle Queen of Texas, she was said to be the first woman to drive cattle up the Chisholm Trail. In 1879, she married Hezekiah Williams, and together they accumulated their wealth within the real estate and cattle industries. Following her husband's death in 1914, she became a recluse until her own death in 1924, where it was estimated she had $250,000 amassed in her wealth. Through her business ventures across the state, Lizzie Johnson impacted Texas by helping shape the cattle industry into what it is today, blazing trails for women in the process.
I've already ridden the Chisholm Trail, so I think I could do the Goodnight Lovin' Trail. That should be a piece of cake.
Well, do you reckon that you could take them up there to them starving Indians in Fort Sumner?
I think I can. I've already been in the cattle business for a while, and I've seen good beeves out in the land out yonder.
Well, go on. I heard them Indians are starving up there. We can transport the cattle up to the States.
Glad they got all those beeves up there to the Indians. Lord knows what would happen if they didn't. I'm really sorry to hear about that Lovin' fella. I heard he bit the dust wall on the trail. Bless his heart. I hope his family does okay. Well, I guess all there is to do now is to check out that 10 acres I've had my eye on. If I'm gonna get as good as Richard King, I gotta work hard and start now. Better get going. I sure am tickled pink that all those years ago, whenever I registered my brand, that would lead to where I am today. Especially being the first woman to ride the Chisholm Trail, and now I have the Cattle Queen of Texas as a nickname. Darn it, the cows got in the yard again. Oh well. I sure am proud of myself for where I am and all my hard work that I've done over the years.
No cattle were harmed in the making of this video.